Beautiful.
I'm recording it for the people who are not able to be here live, and also we will post the replay in our happiness community on Facebook, which is a private group on there. So you can rewatch it anytime you want. Welcome, Heather. Welcome, Diane. So good to see everybody here. Um, I'm Karen, and I am so happy that you're here with us today. The transition into a new year can feel energizing and also a little overwhelming. It's full of possibility and pressure. And one thing I've noticed personally and professionally as a coach, January doesn't just test our willpower, it tests our ability to stay genuinely happy and grounded as we navigate new routines and fresh goals. After the busy holiday season, many of us are craving stability. That's me. Actually, that's my word of the year, stability.
Nice.
But real life can feel a little bit wobbly. So today we're focusing on how simple, steady habits can protect our happiness and as we step into this new year.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I'm Victoria, and I'm so happy to be here as a transformational life coach, brave thinking life coach, helping people live into lives they absolutely love living. And every January, I see this pattern. People set big intentions for the year. Right? It's like, oh, January, I was suddenly going to like put all these intentions on myself for the year. But secretly, we're worrying about sticking with it. So, what if this season isn't asking you to be perfect or to perform?
Mm.
It's asking you to be present. And we're here to help you find a little more space, a little more energy, a little more ease and self compassion so that you can actually enjoy the beginning of your year instead of feeling rushed or already behind.
Oh my gosh, that resonates with me. I've had seasons of my life where I feel like I'm just behind already, from the get-go. So today it's a gentle reset. It's a reminder that we don't need a massive overhaul to just feel good. You just need maybe some rhythms that support your energy and your happiness. And we're so glad you're here.
Yeah, beautiful. So let's start with a grounding couple of breaths. I invite you to take a lovely deep breath in through your nose and then out through your mouth as if you're blowing out through a straw. And we'll do that a couple of times together. Just find yourself comfortable. And if you're driving, just make sure you're safe. Clearly, don't close your eyes if you're driving, but you can certainly focus on your in and out breath. So we'll do that now together. In through our noses. And then out through our mouths as if we're blowing out through a straw. And as you do that, feel your feet on the floor. Allow your shoulders to soften. And let whatever you've been carrying already today just rest for this time together. And when you're ready, open your eyes and think about something that you're grateful for right now. Look around. It could be something that's around you. It could be something that you're feeling. And if you're feeling bold, brave, and possible, please type that in the chat for us and we'll read it out. So something that you're grateful for. And I'll start. Karen, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to see you again after a couple of weeks away. It's like, oh, Karen, there you are. So good
I
to see
know. I agree. I echo that as well. It's like getting back, putting on, when I don't know, in the winter time and you find those gloves, I shove my gloves into the coat pocket and it's like the comfy leather glove that you put back on. That's what it's like getting getting back into that. So I'm so grateful for that comfy leather glove.
I love that. Although, and now, of course, I'm going to think, so what? I'm like a comfy leather glove? What?
the hangout, our world that we're creating.
Beautiful.
And Jen is grateful for feeling better. Yeah, I know you had a rough holiday season with that. So glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, and a lot of people have been sick over the holiday season, and I myself am nasally challenged. So isn't it amazing that moment where you start to feel better? It's like, oh yes, I love my body. Oh my gosh, it's so fantastic. The healing properties that we have. Like we are our own medicine cabinet, and we're going to talk a bit about that later on today. So well done, Jen, for showing up. Yeah, when the energy came back, you were so excited. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And so,
Yeah.
as you are writing your gratitudes for anyone else who would love to drop anything in the chat, is there an intention that you have for your own personal happiness this month? Is there anything that you've been thinking about that you would love to turn the volume up for this month that, that you would love to be held accountable for as we're in this group together?
That's such a great question. I actually
Hmm.
haven't thought about that. Do you have something, Victoria?
I think for me, it really is being true to me. It really is being honestly authentic in how I do me. And so we'll talk a bit about it later, but not putting myself in that should shed, not
Mm.
putting myself under in the pressure of the haves and the shoulds, and reminding myself about that self-compassion and choosing the healthier, more mentally stable
Mm.
uh choice. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's so good. I have, if I were to think on the fly about a concrete sort of thing that I'm working on, I'm always working on myself. But as you know, one thing I'm identifying is what can I do to set myself up. So one example is, as you know, is planning out certain things, but not over planning. So for me, I guess it's the balance. It's striking that balance of planning without over planning, and sort of, I guess the sort of underlying theme of that is having a looser grip on things. A grip, but a looser grip.
Love that. Love that. And once you put it out there, loosening up on the outcome of it as well, the outcome and the expectation. Love that.
Yeah.
Love. And Jen's written, remembering the balance. Although I'm ready to hit the ground running on my goals, I need to remember to take time for me and not work myself into the ground. Absolutely. It's
Mhm.
understanding your boundaries, your parameters, so that you can be enthusiastic and motivated, but not to the level where you're in your push energy and thus draining yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't mind, I just drop one thing that I kind of had call it an aha moment, but something I learned in a workshop that I was doing, participating in, which is goals. And everybody's thinking about goals this time of year, or most people are. So, the tip that I got was choose goals that are behavior based rather than outcome based. So maybe instead of I want to earn X amount of money, or I want to lose X amount of weight, or I want to whatever. Do make the goal to engage in some level of consistency without perfection in behaviors that you know will serve the outcome that you want. So it's not forgetting about outcomes, but it's creating goals around the behaviors that lead to outcomes.
I love that. And we'll get into that because that's about healthy habit forming and
Hmm.
making your habit sustainable. And so giving yourself that achievable behavior goal as opposed to an outcome goal. I love that. So taking weight, for example, focusing on what you're eating as opposed to the outcome of I need to lose 50 pounds. Love
Hmm.
it. Love it. Already sounds different in the way you tackle it, right? Like, oh
Hmm.
yeah, it's about what I'm consuming, not about this number on the scale.
Hmm. Exactly. Yeah. So, jumping back in is I'll just share a quick piece of my story, and I think it's relevant this time of year. I used to think happiness, which is what we're all here to talk about, it was making big changes, setting big goals, and really pushing myself and grinding. But I end up fizzling out. and feeling left behind, like we talked about. Like I was starting from behind zero on the number line. And so what I learned over and over is that happiness doesn't actually come from intensity. Took me a while. I used to think of myself as a quick learner, but like I actually need to learn things over and over. It comes from small, consistent habits that support rather than restrict. And in our Happy for No Reason training, I really learned that happiness is not a skill. That's actually, when I learned that, I was like, I need to learn more about this. It's not a, it is a skill. It's not an achievement. It's not something you need to hunt for. And we can work on it through habits, and they're not chores. They're buoys in life, in life's waters. They're showing us where to return to and what to navigate around.
I love that. They're not chores, they're buoys, right? Like they are there to help us navigate. They're not there to hold us back, keep us back in the hard, the hustle and the grind. I love that. And for me, January felt like another challenge to overcome. Like, was I motivated enough, positive enough, productive enough?
Mm.
And I'd set myself up with an impossible goal that I believed would or could make me feel happy. But eventually I realized happiness isn't something you wait for, and it isn't something you give conditions to. It's something you create right inside your ordinary busy life. I mean, and that's why I love this work and why this conversation matters, especially this time of year.
Yes. I love that. Thank you, Victoria. So, with that, let's shift into the heart of today. In January, so many of us set these intentions, and then we wonder why our energy still drops or why our routines start to wobble. And the truth is, it's rarely the demands that we've placed themselves. It's not the demands themselves. It's the loss of those stabilizers, the little habits that keep us grounded during these resets. So when your schedule is new or you're stretching yourself into fresh routines, your brain is working overtime. That can spike decision fatigue and drain your willpower, your battery bank, so to speak. And that brings us to one simple question. So, Victoria, I'm going to ask it to you. Why do you think January can sap our energy and our joy, even as we try to start fresh?
Well, I love it. I mean, you answered it. You answered it. It's because we're working overtime, right? We're putting that extra pressure on on ourselves. We're giving ourselves these extra goals, these extra things to do. It's like January, fresh start. I can do it. I can do it. And we're putting our nervous system into overdrive. Our nervous systems actually love rhythm. And January messes with that, with all these additional to-dos, the changes, the expectations, potentially new routines that are contrary to our old behaviors. So there's a counterintuitive flux in our energy that we're trying to do new things while, and I love that you brought this up at the beginning, Karen, while actually still practicing old behaviors. And
Mm,
when structure disappears, our minds feel untethered. We feel wobbly. And that shows up as anxiety, frustration, or even early burnout. So it's not that we're weak, it's that we're human. This is how our systems work.
yeah, exactly. And so let's talk about what helps. And what helps is a small plan of stabilizers, not perfection, not restriction, just enough structure. Think of like a life jacket to help you feel steady in this new season, and an attitude of gratitude. Gratitude expands us. Structure anchors us, and combined, they provide a really beautiful buffer for our happiness.
Yeah, yeah. And here's the key, right? Because we know we've already said it. People obsess over New Year's Day and big resolutions, but the magic lies in the everyday rhythms or even rituals, as I like to create for myself. And if you protect a few simple habits, your emotional energy rises and you're more likely to stick with your intentions long after January ends.
Yeah. So, what are the stabilizers that you can protect? And so you can think of these as ways to introduce that winter rhythm. It might be eating on a relaxed schedule, staying hydrated. Cheers. A short walk outside, or a consistent sleep routine. These habits support mood, they support energy, they support patience, and our ability to bounce back, no matter the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And these aren't about willpower. They're about keeping yourself resourced and nourished from the inside out. When you're eating healthily, when you're hydrating, moving even just a little. Oh, Karen, we didn't dance. Moving just a little and sleeping, happiness becomes available again. Your body has the capacity to support happiness.
Yes, it really does. And yeah, I was like, when's the dancing?
It's the dance.
Maybe we'll do it at the end today. And so exactly what you were just saying, Victoria, these aren't rigid rules. They're scaffolding. I love the word scaffolding, and they keep our bodies steady when new routines test our resolve. And I just want to say, Diane put something amazing in the chat. She said she started January in October, so she wouldn't come into 2026 stressed or pressured.
Yes, love that. Love that. So smart. Yeah, good for you.
So let's quickly revisit a tool that you might remember if you have come to one of these meetings before. But I think it bears repeating. It helps me every time I repeat it out loud. So hopefully you feel the same way. And these work for any gatherings, whether it's a meetup, a goal group, a catching up, a mastermind in person, whatever it is, these can really help out.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, I'm not a health coach, but I love Bond because it helps protect your energy. And it's not just your habits, it's protecting your energy.
Exactly. And this is a different bond than we're used to, Jen. So B, it's an acronym. So B is for when you're going to a gathering, or even it could be to work in your office, bring something nourishing. O is for own your boundaries. N is for know. N-O, your way to self-care. And D is for deconstruct the experience. Boundaries preserve joy. Preparedness protects your energy. Awareness protects your self-trust. And self-trust is the core of lasting happiness.
Yes, and happiness grows every time you make these choices from your best self, not pressured, not in any push energy version, but choices from your best self-nurtured, self-compassionate version of you. So let's pause and just think, what's one stabilizer that you would love to carry into January because it supports your happiness? Maybe it's drinking water first thing in the morning. Perhaps it's taking a walk at lunch. Or perhaps it's keeping your bedtime a steady time every night. Or it could be practicing gratitude every morning. What's one stabilizer you would love to carry into January? And feel free, once you've decided what works for you, to just pop it into the chat for us.
And isn't it tempting, because I'm just going to say this out loud because this is totally me, to pick all of those? But I really encourage you, if these are the types of things that appeal to you, and it could be something totally different for you, but pick one thing. Pick one thing, and until when that starts to feel steady, then add on another one. Um, bedtime is pro of the ones that you mentioned, Victoria, bedtime is probably the biggest one for me right now, but it's also the hardest. And so just because something is the biggest pain point doesn't mean it's the one that you have to address first. I encourage everybody with that self-trust to look at where you're really ready to choose to move forward. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? I mean, we're all so different. Sleep is actually the easiest one for me to stick with, particularly
Mm.
because I've just been traveling and I know that if I wake up fatigued, I'm just not at my best. So I have literally been going to bed super early, sticking to a time very regimented because I've been getting up early. And so to your point, choosing, it doesn't need to be the biggest point. It doesn't need to be the one that seems like the furthest from being able to consistently do it. It could be the one that you already do that you're doubling down on.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. And so I'm actually really focused on eating on a consistent schedule. I'm pretty good, but there's a certain time of day, lunchtime, where it can be wobbly. So I'm really focused on bringing some stability into that part of my day, especially after the disruption of the holidays, because I know that when I do, establish some stability there. And I enjoy the rest of my day more. And it's actually easier to go to bed on time because I'm not, rummaging around feeling kind of depleted.
I love that. I love that. And I really stuck to consistent meal times and healthy meal choices while I was away. I was on a typical package holiday environment, and it's just so easy to fall into overindulging food habits.
Mhm.
All times of the day. I was with my brother's family and they eat late. That's just not part of my biological routine. And so I was, no, I'm eating at 6. I'm like, I'm that person that eats at 6 now.
Katrina says she's going to focus on drinking water. Jen says that's the one for her too. Diane says bedtime. She's up at 4 a.m. every morning, so she tries to be in bed by 10. And Katrina says drink vitamin C. So that's the way you can do two things at once. Have your vitamin C with your water. Actually, that helps me with my water habit. I take vitamins. That's an established thing for me. So I take vitamins, and so as long when I go ahead and drink an entire 12-ounce glass of water when I take my vitamins. So that helps me. That helps me a lot.
And as you say, none of it has to be dramatic, right? Tiny,
Hmm.
tiny stabilizers have huge emotional impact. It's in this self-care that we have the ability to access happiness so much easier. Um, and so, yeah, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
So let's close with a quick happy for no reason practice for the new year. And then once again, it's a breathing exercise. So I invite you to get yourself into a comfortable position and to once again close your eyes if you're able to, and breathe in slowly through your nose and out through your mouth as if you're blowing out through a straw. And then repeat silently to yourself. May I be steady. May I be joyful. May I be healthy. May I have ease in this new year. And then extend it outwards to friends and family that you love and care for. May you be steady. May you be joyful. May you be healthy. And may you have ease in this new year. And then extend it outward even further to other beings and people on this planet, people you don't know, people who you really want to send love and peace to. And repeat, may you be steady. May you be joyful. May you be happy. And may you have ease this new year.
Isn't that the heart of it?
Mm.
As Thich Nhat Hanh teaches, to take good care of yourself is to return to yourself. And these stabilizers, they help us come home again and again to our own center. Oh, and there's Diane with
I
your
am so
friend.
sorry. I was in the car trying to get
That's
to the
okay.
office.
I love seeing you and your little dog.
Amazing.
Um, Many of you are already in our Brighter Days community, but if you're not, I will go ahead and put the link to that in the chat. And you'll also get it in an email later on. But we would love to have you on there. We share happiness habits, we share wins, we share gratitudes. It's a place where, it's okay to feel okay or not.
Hmm. Hmm. And we'll be back with more tools and more support to help you create a year that feels aligned and not overwhelming or overproductive in any shape or fashion.
Absolutely. Have an amazing week, everybody. We'll be back here in 2 weeks with another happiness hangout. Please come back and you can share it with your friends, anybody that you think would you'd like to get happier with.
And because we didn't play our song, we didn't start with our dance tunes. We
We'll close
invite
it
you
out.
now. Karen's gonna, will you tune it up?
I will.
It's gonna cue it up for us, and we'll just close with a beautiful dance. Move your body in whatever way feels good. I haven't yet been out for a walk today, and I just feel like I want to move around my living room. So feel free to move. Is not this is not about leaping around and doing what doesn't feel great. Just simply lean into what you would love as you hear this music, as you hear this song, and have an amazing week. It's been such a pleasure seeing you. We love what we do, Karen, don't we? We absolutely love it. So great seeing your faces. And please let us know, over the course of the week, how following the stabilizer system routine or ritual worked for you.
Yes, I love that. Okay, I'm gonna start the music and move your body. One of the healthiest things we can do is stand up and just move for 2 minutes. The song is 2.5 minutes long, so we're good.
Right there.
Can you guys hear it?
Can't hear it yet. Can't hear it yet.
Not hearing it?
Not
Shoot.
yet.
Don't want you need you, yeah, I need you to fill me up. 마시고